Hello. Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the wonderful Rochester Parkour Gym. It's a beautiful, wonderful day. If you have the data and bandwidth available to do this outside, you could do this outside with us. You could take us along with your phone to your backyard. Beautiful day. Why not get some sunshine? Or we've got a wonderful workout that we're going to be doing today in your own living room. We've got a couple fun things too that we haven't really put in any of our strength circuits in quite a while, so that's going to be great. Feel free to follow along if you're watching this after the fact. We're going to be using stuff with 2 chairs, and we're going to be using some sliders. If you need to go get those objects right now, go grab those objects and then come right on back. If you're here for the live feed, we're monitoring chat. You can ask us questions in chat and we'll try to answer as best as we can as we go through. We're gonna warm ourselves up with our movement mechanics circuit number 2. We did post that earlier this week on Monday, I believe. So if you want a little refresh on that as well later, you can go check that up. But for our movement circuit number 2, we're gonna start things off with our left leg right through here, because we're going to be moving to the left in just a moment. We're going to start off with a heel drive. We're going to knee drive, and then we're going to reach that leg back and hip roll as we reach down to the floor. Move ourselves around, do some lunges as well. Heel drive, knee drive. We reach that leg back behind us. We call this the bowling position. Then hip roll. We're just going to do this a couple times. Feel free to move as smooth or as jagged or as quick as you choose. Again, this is just warm up, moving ourselves around. Today we've got some low intensity volume stuff that we can play around with. We're gonna be doing 4 or 5 or 6 rounds total. So feel free to join us. I'm not gonna be going through all 4 rounds, but I promise you, I will be doing them. We're all in this together, moving around. Gonna do a couple more of these. These are super effective at warming your body up.
While he's doing that, I'll take the time to say, hi, everybody, it's you.
Yes, we've got Nicole here in stream. So feel free to ask questions. Oh, I'm gonna do one more both directions. Woo, I'm already pretty warmed up. That's pretty good. To continue, we're gonna be doing some stuff on our hands today. I'm gonna do some wrist circles as well. I got some fun new exercises today. I'm pretty excited for it. And other direction. And shake that out. I'm gonna be moving through, I'm gonna introduce all of the exercises that we're gonna be doing today. Feel free to figure out a spot to do them in whatever your environment, wherever environment you are. And then we'll circle back and start through and I'll explain how many reps we're gonna be doing of everything. So we're gonna start ourselves off today with a fun tricep extension exercise. Technically, they're sort of similar to skull crushers, but they're not exactly skull crushers. I'm gonna be you could use this on chairs. I've got 2 chairs that are right here. You could totally continue to do skull crushers on that. If you have something that's a little bit taller, maybe like the arm of a couch or a sofa, that works pretty well. You could even use a countertop if you wanted it to be less intense. We're gonna be doing 10 of these, so find something that's like relatively challenging, but not, oh my God, so hard. So if I were to get myself here, this is like a low, I don't know, maybe actually like a high stool. But I'm gonna be grabbing onto the edge right through here. I'm gonna find some space. The farther away my feet are, the more intense of a workout this is, the more intensive an exercise. So the closer your feet go, the easier this will be. I'm gonna start close, and then I'm gonna kind of play around with the intensity and find something that feels good for me. So again, I've got my hands, my knuckles directly on top of that countertop edge, and I'm gonna think about dropping my elbows in the back of my head. Goes under, and then I press through. So these are tricep extensions. You get a nice good load as you stretch, and you press and extend on out. And if you could see, because my hips are directly over my feet, as I start to extend farther and farther away, it becomes significantly more easier for me to extend on out. If I wanted to make this a little bit more challenging, I can go a couple inches back and play around with this and test it out as well. It's starting to feel pretty good. I can even go a little more. Ooh, that's hard. Cool. We got a fun one as well. We're gonna find some open space. If you have a carpet, this is a perfect space for a carpet. If you only have hardwood floor, I would grab something like a pillow or something. We're gonna be putting our knees directly down on the floor. I'm perfectly fine as is. We've got this nice good rubber. And for those of you that have ever done glute ham raises with us, a glute ham raise, you lock your feet down underneath on something that ideally doesn't move or can hold you down as you put weight upward on it. And then you would think about going forward. You you close your hip and you have to squeeze and you get yourself up. You've got that leverage working against you as you lean forward. We're doing the exact opposite. So you could either call these reverse glute ham raises or reverse GHRs, or you could call these QHLs, quad hip leans, or anything else. We're gonna find a spot. I want you to focus on keeping yourself as upright as possible. You're gonna tuck that tailbone. You're really gonna think about pushing that hip out, and then you're gonna squeeze with your core, just that extra little bit. Think about pulling that front of your pelvis down to the front and low part of your rib cage. And what we're gonna do from here is slowly lean back. I know, we're just gonna lean. We might go, whoa, and we have to pull ourselves back. And the most important bit here is that you don't pike through your hip as you do. So you're like, that's not what we're doing. We're not just leaning back and dropping our hips to our heels. We are thinking about going back nice and far, and we pull ourselves forward. You're gonna feel a stretch goes to those quads as they extend, and then we have to get ourselves forward.
When you don't go as far, Charlie, don't be sad.
Amazing how hard these are. We're gonna be doing 5 of these. Oh, yep. Very nice. You can shake that out. So again, find a spot that feels good for you. Again, we're doing 5 of those. 10 of the skull crushers, 10 of these QHLs, quad hip levers, quad hip leans. That's what I'm thinking of. And then we're gonna move to our chairs. You're gonna wanna make sure that these chairs are nice and sturdy. They're not gonna fall or tip or slide. Sliding is gonna be the biggest issue here. When you do supports on stuff that's not on the floor, if it's, obviously chairs move around and whatnot, most of us don't really appreciate how when we're doing push-ups, we might support and push outward because theoretically our hands shouldn't slide with it. So we kind of engage some extra musculature there. If we do that here and these chairs are on hardwood floor, they might slide out.
Yeah. Audrey's going back to the reverse hamstring. Audrey's asking, is it okay to reach the arms out to counterbalance when you're leaning back?
Oh, yeah. So we think about leverage, right? You reach your arms back. I assume you mean this way, but I guess you could do it this way. Every bit of weight that you put out back behind your knees, you're adding weight to your upper body, and it changes where your center of gravity is. The farther your center of gravity is from your knees, obviously the more challenging you're making this. You could put your arms up over your head and lean.
I imagine she's asking arms out in front of you.
Oh, totally. To help counterbalance a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, why not? I think that's fine.
So then your arms going more towards your side would be adding more weight, making it a little more challenging. Yeah. So arms out in front of you, a little bit easier and help counterbalance. And then arms right at your side would be a little bit more challenging. Could also, like how he just showed, lean back to kind of catch is an option, even though it's giving you more weight. A little bit nice to catch the floor. If you're hard, to be honest, I don't even think I can go back that far that's relevant.
Pretty far. It's actually pretty hard. And that's okay. We're gonna find something that works for us today. So going back to our chairs, we're finding that support. I'm using a slider. We've got the hard rubber floor down here, so it's a lot of friction. I can't really do this with just my shoes, which also have rubber underneath them. If you're using a hardwood floor though, socks, perfectly fine. You could also find like a towel or some sort of, I don't know, like a washcloth or something that's dry, obviously not wet, unless you want to mop your floors, in which case by all means go for it. If you've got carpet, a glossy book could totally work. What we're gonna do with these, we're gonna put that slider down underneath us. We're gonna find a space where it won't tip our chairs. So like mine, because they're folding chairs, they're not super good. If I put too much forward pressure this way, they actually tip a little bit. So I'm gonna put my hands back towards the middle. I'm gonna put my toes in the middle of this slider. I'm gonna think about leaning my feet out in front of me. I'm gonna do a reverse plank for a second. And then I'm gonna think about sliding, keeping my legs nice and straight. And I'm gonna go as far as I possibly can, and then slide back forward. Let me go again. And you go as far as you can. You're here, and you're like, even this going out far enough, and you're going, oh geez, come on, go. If you need to bend your knees, you can totally bend your knees as well. And you can just slide through here, and that's perfectly fine. Even just this position can sometimes be challenging, and that's okay, wherever you happen to be right now. But as we get better and better, we start to continue. We get ourselves sliding nice out and through. And I mean, if you want to go to a handstand, great, go for it. I won't hold you back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're gonna be going. We're doing 10 of these. We got 10 skull crushers, 5 QHLs. We've got 10 sliders, L-sit sliders. Then the last thing that I want to do today, it's technically more core. We want dynamic core action here. We're gonna find some good solid space again. We're gonna be putting our back on the floor. So if you've got hardwood floor, you might want a yoga mat underneath you, or again, a towel or something. A pillow wouldn't necessarily work in this case. What we're trying to do is find some space that we can reach our legs all the way out in front of us. We wanna make sure we're not gonna kick anything up above us. We wanna have our arms have the option of being over our head. We're gonna start ourselves in a hollow body. Hands can be down at your sides if you so choose. They can be out and open over your head if you so choose. What we want is for a knee drive, a curl, and then a kick out up into a candlestick. For those that haven't done candlesticks before, you can place your hands down on the floor. You can pull your knees towards your shoulders. I'm gonna try to do this without my phone falling out of my pocket. One sec. That would be surprising. And what we're trying to do, to the best of our ability, get our hips off the floor. And if you can go to your shoulders, by all means, go for it. When we go down, what we want is our shoulder blades to pop off the floor, lower back stays connected, legs kick out, they pause, and then what we want is for that same motion to happen snappy fast. Up and out, up and out, up and out. These are called hollow body kickouts. It's that drive with your knees towards your shoulders, that kick out up towards the top, and then we think about and focus on that way down. And I just realized I lied. I have one more exercise that I want to do. You gotta pull.
My goodness.
Yeah, we're gonna be pulling. There's a couple different things that you can do for this. If you have access to a pull-up bar or something that you can hang on, by all means, do some pull-ups or chin-ups if that's in your wheelhouse. If it's not in your wheelhouse, you're going to find a door frame. I've got sort of a door frame right here. It's not gonna work exactly the same because it's a really deep. Nobody's walls are 1 foot deep like this one is. However, we're gonna be grabbing onto it facing the door frame. You're gonna be grabbing one. If you're gonna be using your right arm, you're going to move to the left side of the door frame. If you're gonna use your left arm, you're gonna move to the right side of the door frame. The reason why, I'm gonna try to do this without it being super weird. We're gonna grab onto that door frame. I'm grabbing around it. I'm gonna find a good position that I can lean back, and then I'm gonna pull myself in towards that door frame. I lean back and I pull. I'm not going super far because again, there's literally 1 foot of space from my hand. Like my elbow even just barely passes past this. So I'm really only going 90 degrees here, but you can go as far as you can with that door frame. You can even go lower and get more weight of your body. Pull back.
Real quick,
You can try to lean your feet.
Got a question about the hollow body pickups. We're wanting to know, should we try to control our momentum when we're coming down and only have our shoulders come up and rocking up?
Absolutely. The down is just as important as the up. Because we're going down so fast, we're trying to slow ourselves down. We want to be able to pause in that outward hollow body position to the best of your ability. If you don't have a full lay extension, which means your lower back can stay connected with your legs all the way out this way, you're gonna stop here. And that's perfectly okay. And we drive, we go up and down here, and we pause. Drive and pause. And my phone fell out. This is what I'm using for my mic, so. Luckily, I don't think I'm silent.
Oh no, we're
I can
good.
still hear
we're
myself.
good.
Cool. So we're doing single leg door frame rows. I just did my right arm, so I'm gonna switch. Obviously, you can't see that side of the door, so I'm gonna switch over here to the other side of the door. Again, I'm finding a good position. I'm leaning back and I'm pulling directly into that wall. And I lean back and I pull. We're gonna be doing 10 on each arm.
Is there perhaps a way to make this more intense by counter bracing contralaterally and taking one leg off? Or, I mean, it'd be hard there because of the box in your way, but on the other arm, if you go back, that was just a thought.
I don't think it changes anything. It still feels kind of the same.
Stemming your leg out in an L? So don't tuck your heel to your butt. Put it out in front of you and try and hold it with hip flexor.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Worth a shot. My bad.
All good. We're doing what we can.
Different ways to make it more intense would be to load up a backpack and put it on your back.
There you go. Or a small child.
Guy says have a small child or a large dog pull on your shirt as you're doing the frame pulls.
You could even, if you have a large dog or even a small dog, you get one of those pulley toys, right? And you're playing tug of war, right? You get right here and you go, no. There we go. Okay, so again, we got 10 skull crushers. We got 5 QHLs. We got 10 L-sit sliders. We got 10 hollow body kickouts. We got 10 on each side for our door frame rows. I'm gonna be going through one round of this. Feel free to ask questions. I'll stop. I'll circle back if I need to, answer whatever questions you have. Otherwise, find some space. 4 rounds, 5 rounds, or 6 rounds, whatever kind of energy you have today. Circle back and get some skull crushers in.
Verification on how many pull-ups if they have a pull-up bar, because it's 10 on each arm for the wall. But what about pull-ups?
I would say whatever max is, drop it by 3. We're not going crazy today. If that means that you can, let's say this. You can do 5 chin-ups Maybe do 3. You can do 10 chin-ups. You can do 7, 6. Oh man, these are crazy. Have fun with your quads tomorrow morning when you wake up.
As you do each exercise, say the amount again, Charlie.
Gotcha. These are QHLs. We're doing 5.
Hamstring leans.
Quad hip leans.
Quad hip lean. My bad.
Hamstrings are for the curls. When you put your toes under a couch and you lean forward instead of backward. So then you stretch your hamstrings and then you squeeze and pull them back. They're called glute ham raises. These are quad hip leans. Going back to my chairs. I'm gonna do some sliders. Again, we're doing 10 of these. And when we're doing this, if you can, when you get your feet all the way out, you want to really squeeze those shoulder blades. Push that chest out a little bit, not just through your lower back. We don't arch your lower back. You're still squeezing hollow body position, but you're trying to get those shoulders pulled back. I get a little bicep stretch when I do this. I lost count. I think this is 5.
I'll believe you.
Very good. Switching ourselves around, we're doing hollow body kickouts. Again, this is for a set of 10. Oh, and I gotta secure my phone again. I need to remember to wear pants with zippers. I'm so used to not.
Last chance for questions, y'all.
We switch ourselves, door frame pulls. We start with my right arm first.
Then will you repeat again what numbers should be if you're doing chin-ups or pull-ups instead?
I would, whatever your max is, I would drop it by 3. Maybe 3, 5, or 7 are all good numbers.
Question, if we don't have sliders and only have carpet, what can we do for that chair move? I said it earlier, an option is to take a hardback book that you can use, that you can push on, that will slide. As if you have, otherwise you could have Charlie talk because his.
So glossy books work best on carpet. I know at home I have a couple that are probably like, I don't know, they take up a good portion of my chest, but they're glossy. So you put that down on carpet. If you use bare feet or if you've got, maybe like socks would obviously slide on the top of them, but if you want to use some shoes on top of it just to keep the grip on your foot to the book, then that's great. Otherwise, go down to bare feet. You push it out, it should slide underneath you. If not, if you have anything that's plastic, What could be plastic and flat?
Like if you have picnic, what am I trying to say? Plates. I know I've had plastic dishware before that could slide well, and then your bare feet would stick to the plate. Try and find an object that will slide on carpet that won't get ruined. And if you need to be sticky on the object and then it slides on the carpet, then you're good to go.
Yeah, absolutely. I was thinking also like Tupperware could work too, but a plate would actually be way better because of the saucer shape.
Audrey,
so your feet could be on top.
Audrey says paper plate should work on carpet, and then your bare feet stick to the paper plate.
That's super true. I love the theme of this workout. Loading while stretching. That's fantastic. It's gonna be a whole new level of soreness tomorrow. And again, that's 5 QHLs.
Audrey says it's like yoga, Charlie strength while lengthening.
Oh yeah. We try. We got the same thing going on this exercise too, with that downward momentum out. Like it. I lost count again. Oh no.
More maybe?
Too late. I think I was done. Actually, one thing that I just thought of, because this isn't a door frame, there's a feature here that I wasn't taking into account for. You don't need to do the single arm because door frames typically extend out. You gotta be careful with this though, because I don't know what kind of like door frame you have. You don't wanna put a lot of pressure on it. However, I know that mine at home are super beefy. They're like really nice. I can put a decent amount of load on them. Not a lot of load, but enough load. If I were to face the door frame this way, and obviously I've got this big object in the way, but I could grab with both hands around my frame. And I've got a little lip that I can hold onto, and I might be able to squat down and pull myself in with both arms rather than one at the same time, or one at one time and switching. I could do both at the same time. Feel free to play around with that, but again, be gentle with your door frames. We don't like to, rip them or anything else like that. Once again, I'm gonna spare you Oh,
Audrey's asking on those door pulls. I think you need to be very low on the door frame for it to be much work, right?
correct. The higher up you are, the less weight you're putting on your arm, the less you have to work in order to pull yourself up. So if I were here, just standing and leaning, this is literally nothing for me. I'm just kind of leaning back. I'm not really going that far. In order for me to put a little bit of weight, I actually have to like sit my hip back and then press forward. And even when I'm all the way in, like my shoulder is directly against the wall right now, my butt is still back behind me. So my center of gravity is back behind and I'm still pulling and holding. Whereas when I'm up here, I might as well be able to hold this forever. We're doing body weight stuff. We got to think about leverage. We're trying to take away the mechanical advantage of whatever joint or musculature is working to do that motion. In that case, we're trying to put weight behind us so that we have to pull in, and at no point in time are we perfectly rested through that shape. So again,
I'm really interested to see. I'd be interested to see how to weight a backpack, like put stuff in a backpack.
Absolutely. I think that would even be an effective substitution. Even if you could do chin-ups, even if you had the ability to do chin-ups, it would still be something that would be nice. It's just a different motion. You're pulling force through a different plane rather than that vertical down pull. We've got that horizontal pull. It's just a nice change of pace. So yeah. Feel free, if you want to, take photos of your setup, share it with us in the Discord. We got a link down in the description. You can hit us up, share with the community what you were able to set up. If you got a clever or creative idea, by all means, share it with us. We would love to see what things you have set up.
Shared from Bushwookie, but I don't know how to do.
What do you mean?
Shared it in Discord. I don't know how to put it on the screen.
I'll try to put it on screen.
Okay.
What channel was it shared in?
At your own risk. Nerve-wracking.
Weird, I don't see it.
Oh.
Bushwookie?
So, I have to go back. Chat, help me out. I don't remember.
I'm gonna transition so you can see the screen while I do this. At your own risk.
Oh, it was Rooster Bad Guy. I'm a liar. I'm a liar. Rooster Bad Guy at your own risk.
Very cool. Hey, look at those cool new bar trainers. Check that out.
Hi.
Shameless plug. We are finishing up our first initial batch. So if you did not get a set or one, you want to be able to balance in whatever environment you are and want some really cool looking bar trainers, hit us up.
Some sauce.
All right. So with that done, I'm going to be signing off. I did 2 rounds with you, but you should be doing at least 2 more, at least more, maybe even 3 more, maybe even 4 more, depending on the intensity of the exercise that you chose and how much energy you have today. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Again, feel free to share your setup with us in the Discord, just like Joel shared with us today. And we will see you all next time. Thank you so much.
Bye. See you.